There was so much going on during Friday that I didn't have the time to do a video on the Tristan Jarry Stuart Skinner trade. How is Mark Spector? I had a feeling that this was coming down to the wire, just the way that Pickard and Skinner were hugging the last couple of games. If you're expecting me to change into my Edmonton Oilers jersey midway through this video, you'd be wrong, because why is Stan Bowman? It's funny that Vaughn had Jarry's equipment ready to go, and yet he still rocked the Pittsburgh Penguins mask in the game against the Maple Leafs. Am I the only one that likes when goalies wear mismatching equipment? I always get a kick of goalies wearing gear that doesn't match their team jersey colors. It's funny how Tristan Jarry was waived twice last season. The Edmonton Oilers could have taken Jarry then without having to sacrifice any pieces, but here's the thing. They felt last year that they didn't need a goalie because Stan Bowman confidently said that they didn't need to make a change in that. And in watching the game against the Maple Leafs, Jarry doesn't seem that big of an upgrade. If anything, it's a lateral move. I feel bad for Stuart Skinner because I know he's a good person. He was an Edmonton kid that wanted this to work. And unfortunately, it was time for a change that was long overdue. Skinner wasn't the only hometown boy that the Edmonton Oilers traded out. They also got rid of Brett Kulak to make this work. He wasn't having the best of seasons, but look, Brett Kulak has gone to the Stanley Cup Final 3 times. I love this trade for the Pittsburgh Penguins because worst case scenario, if Stuart Skinner and Brett Kulak for whatever reason don't pan out, they're in their final year of their deals. They could trade those pieces for future capital, future picks, whatever have you. Kyle Dubas is in such a good spot because it's a win-win if these players don't play at the level that fans are hoping and expecting that they will. And yes, I did say that Jarry would be a lateral move for the Edmonton Oilers, but the peaks and valleys are a little different. At Jarry's worst, he is not the worst goaltender in the NHL, but when Stuart Skinner is at his worst, the guy could barely make AHL rosters. And his playoff numbers aren't that impressive, so if Edmonton thinks that this is the guy, there must have been other goalies that they could have had. Oh yeah, they could have had a bunch of other goalies, and they just decided not to make those trades. But they made this one. I just see these moves as Edmonton making changes for change's sake. And Spencer Stastny for a 3rd round pick, I like this move for Edmonton. The Nashville Predators are shambolic, and they are run like a circus. So the fact that Edmonton was able to salvage the Jarry trade with this move, I really like that for them, especially when you have to replace Brett Kulak. Samuel Poulin is a body that is probably just going to be their AHL guy. They might call him up, they might not. Gun to my head, I think the Pittsburgh Penguins win this, not only in the short term, but possibly the long term. There's just too many question marks with Tristan Jarry that I worry might not be enough to move the needle for Edmonton. But maybe the team gets some confidence with Jarry on the back end and they go on a tear. What do you think about this trade? Who wins? Who loses? Comment below. Let me know.